everybody, welcome back to another edition of Home Training. I'm going to take this time just to talk to you. I hope that you are utilising these videos to its fullest extent. So they are being filmed for you guys, okay? I'm trying to do my own training as well, and I'm utilising fitness training and Taekwondo training. I'm combining the two at the present time, along with some body weight strength training. I'm really trying to keep myself as active as possible, and I hope that you guys are doing the same. So please make sure you follow the links to our YouTube channel, and there's quite a few videos for full classes and also for just our basic patterns as well, all the way up to Hwarang. So I hope, please utilize these videos as if you were at training. Get your Dobok on and do the training in Dobok. Okay, I really want you to feel like you're in a class with me. So we're going to do a few things today. We're going to be doing a warm-up for those of you that are getting a little bit demotivated on the whole warm-up thing. We'll get that cracking. We're going to do a little bit of theory of power today. I've got my little friend, the braking machine, here next to me, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Okay, we're also going to be doing some stretching exercises for you. So we've got a really good opportunity now that we've got a lot of time, a lot of us on our hands, that we can be utilizing to be training, yes, but also to be working on our flexibility. So at the end of my workout session today, I did a 5-minute stretching session, and I'm going to continue that. And let's see how far we can take this and up our level of intensity in our training, in our flexibility training, and just in Taekwondo in general. Taekwondo. Okay, I hope you're ready. In Dobok, got a water bottle as well, maybe a towel to wipe the sweat, because hopefully you're working up a bit of a sweat in these sessions, because it's really important that you do so. All right, we've got to get those endorphins flowing. So we're going to get started right now, just jogging on the spot. Okay, good, punch out in front. Good, punch up, out in front, double time. Triple time, normal, and knees up, pump the arms. Get them up, get them up. Good, okay. So, some star jumps, 20. Very good. Warm the wrists up. Back the other way. Good. Elbows. Back the other way. Swing them forwards. And backwards. One forwards, one backwards. Change. Change. Very good. Okay. Hands up, feet together. We're going to just be jumping forwards and backwards. Side to side. Get all the way over, keep those hands up. Good. And forwards and backwards again. Good, okay. Now, loosen up a little bit. Good. Warm up those hips. Just out to the side. Try and keep your core engaged as you're doing this. And inwards. Good. Okay, we'll do some leg raises in a moment. Right leg back, walking ready stance. Straight leg raises. Hana. Point the toes. Door. 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Change legs. And 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열 하나. Very good. Step up below. Okay, into Anonsongi now. Sitting stance. Of course, you should know that by looking at your syllabus handbooks as well. Again, a resource you should all have, and I hope you're utilizing as much as possible. Left hand out, right hand on the hip, single punch here on every punch. Hana, two, set. Can't hear you. Net, das, yes. Good. Double punch. Hana, two, set, net, das, yes, hum, yado, hum, yo. Triple punch, high, middle, low. Hana, very good. Step up below. Yep. Bunyi. Come on. Okay, we're just going to take a little bit of time to talk about our theory of power. There's many elements to how we generate power, okay? Equilibrium, breath control, force, okay? And speed. Speed is really, really important because scientifically, and it's proven, that force equals mass times acceleration. So that means we've got our mass, what we have to offer, okay? And acceleration. So when we have power braking, for instance, I think it shouldn't be called power braking, okay? It should be called speed braking almost, or technique braking, okay? Because we are using the technique of Taekwondo to generate our force by acceleration. So we must have speed. So when we see people doing patterns and they're very, very slow, okay? It's really not good. It may be showing the technique, sure, and it seems to be a real trend in competition to pause for a very long time in between movement. We'll talk about that as far as competition goes at another time. But at the moment, we're trying to generate power, so we need to move a bit faster than that to generate our power. So if I were to be doing Chonji tool, for instance, I would be here, I'm stepping forwards. If I don't have speed, this 1 inch of timber board, it's not going to break. Okay, I'll just, and maybe hurt my hand. Okay, so if there's not that much speed behind it, this does not break. It's a pretty simple formula, really. So we'll film this. We might film this one in slow motion. Now, yes, I know you're thinking, but sir, you said we needed speed and then you showed it to us in slow motion. We can't see it. So I will do this in normal pace as well. But it was interesting to see your hand, even if it is correctly positioned, it still does, the force travels right up your arm. Okay, it's really interesting to see that in the slow motion video. Now, if we're going to do that in normal pace, just doing chunji like I just did before. Okay, so, just kidding. Okay, so look, honestly, one board, it's just one board you might think, but it still needs the required amount of speed to get there. The mass, I'm traveling forwards, I'm pushing off my back leg, This is really, really important. So my equilibrium, okay? So using both sides of my body and my balance in order to generate that power coming up from the ground and out into my intended target, be it board or a person if it comes to that. We'll talk a little bit about when there's a heavier target. I've got Bob here to help us with that, and we'll show just with some really basic kicks how much power there actually is when we start changing the tools of what we're using. So we'll do a couple of patterns now in our session, okay? So I do talk a little bit too much sometimes, but right now let's get into some action. So we're going to start with Dangun. Now don't worry if you don't know Dangun, if you're a white belt or a yellow stripe, I want you to do the patterns or fundamental exercises that you do know. So for white belts, Saju Judogi, Saju Maki, forward directional punching and blocking, okay? And also for yellow stripes, I want Chunjito, okay? Plus you can do Saju Judogi and Saju Maki as well, I don't mind. We're going to start with Dangun because we're going to talk about a couple of things, okay? All right. Jumbe! I want you to do this along with me if you know the pattern. See, jump! Okay, cool. So, a couple of things to remember about our patterns. One of which is we need to really work on our stances, the height of the techniques, and where our blocks are coming from. Where are they coming from? For Nyunja Sogi, Palmok Debi Maki, okay? Or the knife hand guarding block, Sonkala Debi Maki, okay? Our hands are back here, not too far, just back here. Our L stance, about 70% of my weight on the back leg, about 30% on my front, okay? So we need to know these things as well. As we go through our ranks, I need you to look in your syllabus handbook and be able to tell me the terminology and the distance and so on, every aspect of every stance. Okay, for instance, and this is a question for you right now, and you can text me the answer or Facebook me, I don't mind. What height are all the punches in Dangun? And how many movements are there? 2 questions. What are the height of all the punches in Dangun and how many movements? Okay, I've got my glasses on because I need them to be able to read. Our syllabus handbook, this is your syllabus handbook, you've all got one. Lovingly put together by yours truly, but not with information that I've come up with myself. This is all information that I've borrowed from Master Roundthwaite and his syllabus handbook, who got his from the USTF syllabus handbook and indeed the Encyclopedia of Taekwon-Do. That's where we get all our information from, okay? If you've got access to an encyclopedia, man, you should get on and utilize that because it is a wealth of information. But for all of you new students and even my black belts, okay, this handbook is invaluable. So we open up the first page and it's got everything I want you to know from white belt to yellow stripe grading. But even more importantly, are the characteristics of our stances. Okay, so that's on the second page. So characteristics of an L stance, of a walking stance, and of a parallel ready stance. Okay, so that information, it doesn't change. Okay, it does not change all the way through, all the way up to black belt, up to 4th, 5th, 6th degree master, grandmaster. That information stays the same. So once you've learnt it, you've learnt it. Okay, and just a little bit of revision from time to time is a really fantastic idea, and this wonderful book is going to help you on the way. Okay, so for all of my first degree black belts and above, I'm going to do one of your first of 3 patterns. Well, the first of 3 patterns for the first degree black belts anyway. So Taekwon-Do. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about Taekwon and its movements in just a moment, but I'm going to perform this pattern for you now, and hopefully I'll remember how it goes. I am a 6th degree. Gosh, who remembers first arm patterns? Oh, I have to. Okay, here we go. So Taekwon is a really interesting pattern for the first arms to do for several reasons. First of all, this pattern is in a straight line along this axis, okay? So that's, now is it BD or is it BA or BC? I don't know, maybe you might have to check which of the lines are A, B and C and D. A little bit of homework for you, but it's on this axis. So that's all I'm going to say right now. But the interesting part of it is that there is very heavy sine wave in this, not only when we're doing our motions up and down, but also on the line itself that we are practicing the pattern. What do I mean by that? So my very first action, I'm actually coming off my line, okay? Doing a guarding block, stepping up, my kick and my knife hand strike, and now I'm behind that line. And then, as I go along, I start to move closer to the line, and then I'm back on that line. So it's a nice curve. And then, the very next thing is I go back off that line, and again, I'm behind it. Okay? So I have this really nice sine wave on the horizontal line here that's on the ground, as well as the sine wave that I am doing as I perform the pattern itself. So that's something that I find really, really interesting. It's also got one of the hardest series of continuous movements that there are in our patterns. Movement 6 through 12, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves, all in one breath. So you've really got to work on your breathing and your control of what you let out. Okay, so that's something to work on. And for you young ones, I hope you got something out of watching me do this pattern. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm going to get picked up on things by the grandmasters and masters and so on. And you know what? I love that. I love it. I encourage it. I really look forward to receiving information from people that I really respect. So, and that's why I send my patterns and so on to people like Master McPhail from New Zealand. Also, the director of TKDcoaching.com, an amazing website that you can pay to be a part of and have access to some amazing videos. So I thoroughly recommend you check that out as well. Okay, so 4 directional punch, Sajujrigi, right and left hand side. Sijak. Baru. And other side. Sijak. Baro. Very good. And Sajumaki. Right hand side. Sijap. Baro. Other side. Sijap. Baro. Very good, very good. Okay, so for this part of our session, we're going to work on a little bit of PNF stretching, proprioceptor neuromuscular facilitation. So this is a stretching method that we've advocated for many years now. It was really heartening to see at the last IIC that I went to this year in New Zealand, Grandmaster Lecare advocating that exact method of stretching, and he's got amazing flexibility. So we've got time now on our hands to ensure that we're trying to increase our flexibility. Now, I happen to be standing in front of the most amazing piece of training equipment ever devised. We've talked about this before, this humble chair, yay! But it's also a method that can help us with our stretching so that we're not pushing past the point of pain. Okay, so we want to be uncomfortable. We must be uncomfortable. That is a part of the stretching process, but we do not want to move into pain. So there is a very big difference between uncomfortable and painful. Okay, so please make sure that if you're a little bit uncomfortable, you're not stopping. Okay, we must be a little bit uncomfortable. Stretching shouldn't be the most relaxing thing in the entire world until you get to a point where it does become natural to you. Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to improve myself. I've already done a 5-minute stretching session today. We're going to do another one right now. So, firstly, we don't need to use the chair for this. So I'm stretching apart my legs. I must keep them straight. So I tense as if I'm trying to pinch the floor. And release. And tense. And release. Now we tense again and hold for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Good. Now take a deep breath and go down a little bit further. Not all the way, not all the way. And we repeat the process. Tense. Relax. Tense. Relax. And here we go again. Tense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax. Now this is where I might start to use my chair. I go down a little bit further and repeat the process. Tense. Relax. Tense. Relax. And here we go again. Tense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, relax. Breathe in. And we go down as far as we can. For me, this is where I'm at. Tense. Relax. Tense, it'll feel like you're not relaxing at all. Relax. Now tense. And 1. If your legs start shaking, it's okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax now, a little bit at a time. Heel and toe, heel and toe. Bring them in, bring them in. Nice and slowly, nice and slowly. Now don't shake them. you'll want to shape them. And in fact, that's what we used to do. We used to shock our muscles. But it's no good, it's no good. So a little bit of light stretching. Bring the knee up, bring the knee up. Okay, so that's all we need to do. So that's a little stretching routine. That doesn't take long. That's not even 5 minutes. Okay, now we can do other stretches as well. Okay, so we can get rid of this one. So that's for our side split stretch. For our front split stretch, we can work on an exercise, and I'll just show the exercise. So we're down in a lunge position, okay, and we're pushing our hips forwards, okay? Keep your back foot nice and straight. And then I want you to go and lean over, keep this leg straight. And then again, push the hips forwards. And again, lean over. Try and bring your chest to your knee. And one last time, push forwards. Good. And lean over. Good. Okay, and then repeat on the other side. So it's really, really important that we do a bit of stretching, okay? Now, if you're finding yourself and it's hurting your knees, okay, be really mindful of that. And we've got to find other ways to do stretching. Now, I've done some research on the PNF stretching, and there's another method where you're actually bending your knees, going out, and really trying to do exactly the same thing, but you're just pushing, again, towards the ground, pinching the ground as it were, but we're not stretching the legs all the way out. Okay, so that's another method that you can use with the PNF stretching. Okay, and don't forget our slow motion side piercing kicks and so on. Any slow motion kicks will also help build strength in your legs. Flexibility without strength is no good. We must have both, and we must have balance. All right, thank you. All right, so hopefully you've also done some deep breathing exercises as well at the start and at the finish of the class. We've got one of our previous videos where we've told you how to do this. We do it in class all the time, so you should be quite used to doing it by now. Making sure also that we do sport-specific warm-ups, which do include push-ups, the 100, the Pilates 100. We've talked about that and we've shown it in all of our classes, so you should know how to do that. Please make sure that we are staying active physically, okay? And that means also from time to time, get out of your house, okay? Go for a walk. If you're like in your street is fine if it's a closed street. If it's not, you've got to make sure you do it safely, okay? On the footpath is fine. Keep up the social distancing. It is working. It is working. We are coming together as a species to really fight this, and it is working. We've just got to stay strong. Okay, I cannot tell you how much I miss being with you and training with all of you. I hope these videos are giving you some hope and some motivation to continue to exercise. And you know, God willing, we're all going to be back in classes and going hard, preparing for our gradings and all that sort of stuff, and having a great time doing our training and just being together. So for now, from me to you, I send you lots of love. Cheerio. Good night. Taekwon.